Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to first thank Governor Pritzker for joining us this morning. The governor has been a great partner and leader as we are collectively working through the coronavirus that's impacting our city and our state. I also want to thank Dr. Allison Arwady from Chicago Department of Public Health and her team, who literally have been working 24/7 now for weeks on this, and for your leadership and guidance for us in these challenging times. I want to acknowledge Rich Gaitis from OEMC, Mark Kelly and his team from DCASE. I also want to acknowledge Jim Coyne, who's here from the Plumbers Union, who, as you know, is responsible for putting on the city's official St. Patrick's Day Parade. And I want to acknowledge Alderman Brian Hopkins and Matt O'Shea. We're here to provide the latest update on the status of COVID-19 in our city and to review the steps we have taken to keep Chicagoans safe. First, we are announcing that out of an abundance of caution, Chicago is postponing this year's St. Patrick's Day Parade and the River Dyeing event downtown, as well as our St. Patrick's Day parades on our northwest and south sides. As you might imagine, this was not an easy decision, and we don't take it lightly. But we have been in discussions with the parade organizers, and we were mindful of the impact that this event has on our city and our communities. Nonetheless, like cities across the nation, we concluded that having a parade at this time posed a necessary risk to the public's health. This is due to the unique nature of this event, drawing millions of people not just from Chicago and the surrounding region, but really from across the country, while also simultaneously providing limited capacity for social distancing, which is what the CDC has advised. This is a key part of the calculation that we considered in making this decision to postpone these events. I would also like to note, however, that we will work with the organizers to find possible dates for rescheduling as appropriate. In respect to other large upcoming events, we are reviewing a protocol on an ongoing basis, and we will work with the appropriate parties as needed and make the decisions based upon the specific information and guidance based here in Chicago and the surrounding area. We are also expecting to receive additional resources from the federal government to help bolster our efforts around this public health response to COVID-19. Both Dr. Arwady and Dr. Guidance will share, and Director Guidance will share specific details in a moment on how we'll continue to address COVID-19. Before I do, I want to remind Chicagoans that everyone has a role to play in keeping our city safe and healthy. While it's safe to continue to go about your daily lives, please remember to be smart. Be responsible and use common sense. The steps to stay safe from COVID-19 are the same for the flu. Keep your hands washed. Cover your mouth when you cough. Stay home if you're sick. And if you're experiencing symptoms, reach out to medical professionals to determine the best course of care. And remember to check in on your neighbors, especially our elderly residents or those with underlying medical conditions. Also, in just less than a week, Illinois will be voting in the 2020 primary. Though it's still safe to attend your local polling place, we've been working with the Board of Elections to make sure that we have appropriate measures in place at various polling places and precincts. Please remember that you're able to cast your ballot by mail, and we encourage people to do so. For anyone interested in the latest updates, visit the city's website, www.chicago.gov/coronavirus. You should also visit the CDC's website for information on the national level. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to thank every single person here and throughout our city and state governments for their outstanding, proactive work to stay ahead of this ongoing situation. As I mentioned before, we in the state of Illinois have been working on responding proactively to this virus for weeks. We haven't waited. We've been ahead of the game. And I know many of you at home are concerned about what you're seeing on TV and reading online. But I want to emphasize to everyone to rest assured that the city, the county, and the state are prepared year-round for situations just like this. All of us have been working in close communication with each other throughout the process, doing what's needed to take matters into our own hands and to keep our residents safe. We're not waiting for anyone else to manage this situation with coronavirus. I also want to acknowledge many of my fellow mayors in Boston, San Francisco, Seattle, and dozens right here in the Chicago region who have been stepping up and making tough decisions about what's in the best interest of their cities and the residents that they serve. Cities and states continue to be the first line of defense in protecting our residents, and will continue to work closely with our partners at all levels of government to ensure a robust response